Chapter 15. The Kite Competition. Chandu and Rini carried their sketch to the sign-up table. They couldn't wait to start building the kite they designed for the high flyer contest. The line for registration was long and filled with kids of all ages. Two teenagers stood in front of them. Chandu peeked at their sketch and his eyes widened. "Look," he whispered, tugging on Rini's sleeve. Rini glanced at the sketch. "Whoa, there is a lot better than ours. Their kite looks like an airplane. And ours is a boring diamond," Chandu said. Rini nodded at the kids behind them. "What's theirs look like?" Chandu pretended to tie his shoe so he could see the paper at the girl's side. He sighed and stood up. "Theirs looks like a spaceship." "Names?" the woman at the sign-up table asked. Rini and Chandu jumped. Rini signed them in. "I need a copy of your design," the woman said. "After signing up, no alterations can be made to your design." "What?" Chandu asked. "These are the rules." The woman took the paper from Chandu's hand and stamped their design. Next, Rini and Chandu walked home with their heads down. "I guess we will have to stick to the diamond kite," Chandu said. "What if we gave it a cool-looking tail?" "I bet the judges won't care about that," Rini said, perking up a little. Chandu shrugged. They worked on their kite all weekend. It wasn't fancy, except for the tail. Rini had decorated it with feathers, beads, and tiny mirrors. It sparkled in the sunlight. On the day of the contest, Rini and Chandu carried their kite to the starting line. The rules were simple. The kite that flew the highest for the longest amount of time won. And there were 2 rounds, which meant 2 tries to be the best. Rini and Chandu took their spot on the line. Chandu moaned when he saw they were between the spaceship and the airplane. "Flyers, on your mark," the announcer said. "Go!" Rini held the string while Chandu ran down the field with the kite. He lifted it in the air. It wobbled and fell to the ground. Round 1 was over for them. Chandu ran the kite back to Rini. "It's the tail. The beads and mirrors are weighing it down." "But they're so pretty," Rini said. "Do you want pretty or do you want to win?" Rini nodded, and Chandu pulled off the beads and mirrors. He finished just in time for the start of round 2. As he ran with the kite, he could feel the wind picking it up. He let go and raced back to help Rini. They let out the string as far as it would go, right past the spaceship and the airplane. The kite stayed up until the announcer blew his whistle and declared them the winners. "I guess looks don't mean a thing in kite flying," Rini said. "Yes," Chandu said. "Simple is best." New words. Sketch, drawing. Teenagers, people between the age of 13 and 19 years. Whispered, spoke very softly. Glanced, looked. Boring, not interesting. Nodded, lowered and raised one's head slightly and briefly. Alterations, changes. Perking, becoming more cheerful. Weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Sparkled, glittered. Moaned, made a long low sound. Wobbled, moved unsteadily from side to side. Understanding the lesson. A. State if the following sentences are true or false. 1. Chandu and Rini carried their sketch to the sign-up table. 2. The woman took the paper from Chandu's hand and stamped their design. 3. The kite that flew the highest for the longest amount of time won. 4. I guess looks don't mean a thing in kite flying, Chandu said. B. Answer the following questions. 1. What is the purpose of the high flyer contest? A. To build the best looking kite. B. To build a kite that has an unusual tail. C. To build a kite that flies the highest. D. To build a kite that moves fastest. 2. What rule did Chandu and Rini learn when they were signing up? A. They could not change their kite's design after signing up. B. They needed to be 13 years old to enter. C. They had only a weekend to finish the kite. D. They could not make a diamond-shaped kite. 3. Why did Chandu and Rini's kite crash to the ground during round 1? 4. Which word best describes how Rini and Chandu felt when they saw the plans for the airplane and spaceship kites? Circle the word. Worried, excited, confused, relieved. Tell why you chose this word. 5. Which of these events happens first? A. Chandu removed the beads and mirrors from the kite's tail. B. Chandu and Rini registered for the high flyer contest. C. Chandu and Rini's kite fell to the ground. D. Chandu and Rini sketched a design for their kite. Vocabulary Zone. Match each vocabulary word from the story, The Kite Competition, to its definition. 1. Registration. 2. Teenagers. 3. Alterations. 4. Stamped. 5. Judges. 6. Perking up. 7. Moaned. 8. Sparkled. 9. Wobbled. 10. Simple. Grammar fun. Look at this sentence. The peacock dances. We can easily divide the above sentence into two parts. The first part names what the sentence is about, the peacock. This part is called the subject. The second part tells something about the subject, dances. This part is called predicate. The first part of a sentence that names what the sentence is about is called subject. The second part of the sentence that says something about the subject is called predicate. Subject in a command sentence. Look at this command sentence, wash your face. In the above sentence, the subject is not stated. It is understood. The sentence actually means, you wash your face. In all command sentences, the subject you is understood. Underline the subject in the following sentences. 1. Most of the seats in the hall were lying vacant. 2. Careless people cause severe accidents. 3. Don't throw stones at the animals. 4. Water pollution can cause serious diseases. 5. The notice board is near the reception. 6. Mrs. and Mr. Khanna visited the doctor yesterday. 7. The water in the river shone brightly in the sunlight. 8. The train could not reach its destination on time. 9. Farhan was grateful to his teachers for their kind help. 10. The little girl showed great courage. Listening time. Listen to the following sentences and supply the subject in each. 1. Lives in a river. 2. Is known as the father of the nation. 3. Is the capital of India. 4. Is a book containing maps. 5. Is celebrated on 26th December. 6. Are fond of eating bananas. 7. Is called the king of the jungle. Speak well. Speak aloud and supply the predicate in the following sentences. 1. The Independence Day. 2. He. 3. The Gita. 4. The orchard. 5. They. 6. A month. 7. The newspaper. Write well. In the story, The Kite Competition, Chandu and Rini designed and built their own kite. Write a paragraph to describe something you have built on your own or with the help of your parents. My shadow. How is our shadow formed? Why does it chase us around? How does that happen? Take a look around and see if other things have shadows too. You will see that swings, trees, homes, furniture and many other things have shadows. Now recite and learn the poem that tells about shadow. I have a little shadow that goes in and out with me, and what can be the use of him is more than I can see. He is very, very like me from the heels up to the head. And I see him jump before me when I jump into my bed. The funniest thing about him is the way he likes to grow, not like the proper children, which is always very slow, for he sometimes shoots up taller like an India rubber ball, and he sometimes gets little that there's none of him at all. R. L. Stevenson. Help box. Heels, here, feet. Funniest, humorous. Proper, suitable, correct, but here it means general or common. Shoots, grows, becomes. Poetry appreciation. A. State if the following sentences are true or false. 1. The poet talks about his shadow in the poem. 2. The shadow goes in and out with him. 3. The poet's shadow is bigger than him. 4. The funniest thing about the shadow is the way he likes to grow. B. Complete the following sentences by using the words from the poem. 1. The poet has a little. 2. When the poet jumps, the shadow jumps him. 3. The shadow does not grow like the proper. 4. Sometimes the shadow shoots up taller like an India ball. C. Put a tick on the correct option to complete the sentences. 1. The shadow is very much like the A. Poet. B. Shadow. C. India rubber ball. D. Children. 2. The shadow does not grow like a proper. A. Boy. B. Man. C. Children. D. Ball. 3. The poet's shadow is just like him from heels up to the A. Neck. B. Arm. C. Trunk. D. Head. 4. The shadow sometimes gets so that there is none of him at all. A. Huge. B. Big. C. Little. D. Tall. D. Answer the following questions. 1. What does the poet have with him? 2. What does the poet see when he jumps into his bed? 3. What does the poet say to be always very slow? 4. Who sometimes shoots up taller? Grammar fun. Simple future tense. Simple future tense is used to express something that is going to happen in the near future. We use shall will in simple future tense. Read this conversation. Tom, what will you do tomorrow? Rosie, I shall go shopping. Tom, what will you buy? Rosie, I will buy lots of things. I will buy a new dress. I will also buy a nice doll. Maybe I will buy a pair of new shoes, too. Tom, will you show them to me? Rosie, yes, I shall show them if you come to my house. Tom, I will surely come. A. Complete the sentences by using simple future tense of the verbs given in brackets. 1. You very happy, feel. 2. Tie a lot of money, get. 3. Your beautiful house, buy. 4. Your friends you, envy. 5. You a beautiful girl, meet. 6. People you, serve. 7. They the order, refuse. We use an apostrophe to show possession. An apostrophe is used by putting an S after a singular noun and only an apostrophe after a plural noun that ends in S. Maria's umbrella, John's pencil, girls' hostel, children's club. B. Rewrite the underlined parts in the sentences by using apostrophe. 1. This is a school of boys. 2. The car of my father has no petrol. 3. The ribbons of the girls are red. 4. They are building a park of children. 5. The dog of James is very cute. 6. The diary of my teacher is lost. 7. The cub of the lion is hungry. 8. My car is parked near the hostel of the boys. Speak well. Read the form of introduction and learn how you should introduce yourselves and sometimes your friends to others. Please meet my friend Jyoti. Jyoti, this is my mother. She's a doctor. Let me introduce Ms. Renuka. She's a well-known painter. Renuka, this is my cousin Rahim. He's a student. Prema, have you met Mrs. Kapoor? She's our science teacher. Please meet our new colleague, Mr. John. May I introduce the speaker of this evening, Dr. Vishnu? Glad to meet you. Nice to meet you, Ms. Renuka. I'm honored to meet you, sir.